I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. As every superhero needs his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking. I just count the hours. Stop tripping off the power. The system broken. The school is closed. The prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose. Motherfucker, we rollin'. Huh? Motherfucker, we rollin'. With some light-skinned girls and some Kelly Rowlands. All right, we know that part. So this song's a lot about, kiss my ass. That's the mentality here. Where you hiding? I got the power to make your life exciting. 21st century, yeah, we surviving. Interesting, Obama's nation. They say I was the abomination of Obama's nation. Lost in translation with the whole, okay. Well, a pretty bad way to start a conversation. No one man should have all that power. Okay. So that's interesting. I see why. So we got family. If all the phones shut off, if everything goes black and we don't have access to the electric grid, and I'm seeing Nikola Tesla, which is interesting because I have something to say to that. So I've pondered on this. It's like, do we remember life before phones? Do we remember how to connect to people and the importance of connecting to people? I know some people still do it, which is beautiful. Here we go with these Gen Betas again. Actually, that's a new Gen Beta because or not generation. All right. Lion King, the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution. All right. Guys. What I see here, so we have family, Lion King, the 22nd Amendment, and Gen Beta, which is 2025 and beyond, or 2025 to 2040. So in the near future, in the near decade ahead, the near 10 to 20 to 30 years ahead, because the powers that be are pretty selfish. They really think like that. They think about their time here and their generations, their bloodline, because, they got this tainted ass blood and they want to do ugly things with it. So what is this telling me? This is pretty big. So I don't know if this is going to happen. It happens on a timeline. I don't know if it's going to happen on the collective timeline, but I'm seeing this important need to know moment in time, because the 22nd Amendment is no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than 2 times. In 1933, the president, FDR, 4 terms, he had 12 years, which is the reason we have this amendment. And I was talking about the First Amendment, right? And our rights. Like, we're really analyzing our rights and freedom, what that means. Oh, that's nice. Look at that color play. Oh, I didn't even notice this card underneath. Interesting. What's under here? Guys, I talk about this all the time. The new earth. Okay. So at least starting next year, we also got blue and yellow, which is 2 of the 3 primary colors. Blue and yellow make green. Green. So we're going to see this. Okay. So the Antarctic and the his story we've been told is his story. No one man should have all that power. What does that mean? We're literally in a dream, a collective delusion, a collective belief that this is reality. When in reality, we're under this spell. We're under this blanket spell thing that's casted over us, that makes the electromagnetic frequency around us even smaller than it is, which is 0.0035% or something like that we can visually see in reality. We can only see 0.0035% of reality-ish. But something about the spell, the occult casted spell over us, has us discombobulated at this time. And when I see all these people losing their belongings, there's so many people in the hurricane and the suffering on this planet in general, the suffering is heavy. People are in pain and families are hurting. Lion King, guys, Lion King represents the homecoming of the king. Do you hear me? New Earth, the Lion King. That's when Simba comes home and he sees that Scar has destroyed his pride. I am riddled in goosebumps. Family. It's about family. They have broken the family. Generation Beta, 2025 to 2040. There's a huge surge wave coming in that we need to be more understanding. Like I was saying with the devices, if we turn everything off and we really look at things and reflect, these phones actually have our hormones so imbalanced to the point where, like, what are we doing anymore? What are we doing anymore? I am way too creative, and like this limited box, even the phone, like everything about what we're doing now seems inhumane. It doesn't feel natural to me. I'm quite not concerned, but I don't even know the word, but I see this offer coming in maybe next year. Maybe that's why we're getting this energy, because I was really compelled to read about the amendments and things that are going on that I wouldn't. Now we got Gen Alpha. See what I'm saying? Gen Alpha is the generation right before. They knew they had to put the pressure on us. Microwave. Now we're talking about, because the microwave is the radiation. Because outside of the small frequency band that we do resign in, there's ultraviolet, there's all these different radio or different waves of frequency, and that's all we are, is energy, frequency, and vibration. This microwave frequency is a sorcery. It's a scientific discovery, I guess, that we have, and there's altering that's happening here. We have been altered. And then this Christianity card, symptoms of hypervigilance. Yeah, there's a lot of teachings in Christianity that are beautiful, but there's also a lot that are fear-based. And this hypervigilance that I'm sensing in society is like this fear-based you versus me thing. It's not getting us anywhere. There's no sanctuary. Yeah. I feel that we're being, I don't know if it's for entertainment. Like, I don't know why they're doing it, but I do know at the higher level that they're feeding on our frequency, our energy, depending on the frequency we're at. And also, how do I say that? Like, I see beings feeding on us, unfortunately. And they feed on our consciousness. I think it's like a food source, or fuel, maybe, is the way to put that. And oh my gosh. And then we see this card, because I don't even want to say that word out loud, but it's written down because it's constantly happening. I feel like this is just a thing. Like, we don't get to choose what they're doing, but they're doing it. You know what I mean? And I just really don't like that we're all out here left to just figure it out. You know what I mean? We're just like trying to figure this out like a freaking puzzle, when we're the children and they're the parents. You know, the leaders are supposed to represent us because they're supposed to have that higher vantage point, like a parent would at the park or something if their kids were playing. But they're not coming down to say anything. They're just real fake and weird. So I just want to connect to people and let people know that we don't have to be alone and isolated. Love fell on the floor, because we've kind of discarded love. You know, we've had to. because of the suppression. You know, we've been so suppressed. All right, so we're going to talk about weird stuff, okay? So if you're interested at all in adventure and discovery, like mermaids and fairies, hello, I'm a fairy. I don't know how to tell you that, but it's something I've figured out about myself. And even that label itself kind of seems weird, but I get it now. I truly understand that through love, through the frequency of love, the truth is revealed. Because the highest frequency, I believe, that we can perceive on this dimension, on this plane, is love. So it's like through that channel, you get to discover truth. And I feel as though, we got the mermaids here. Biology, exactly. Oh my gosh, thoughts. I don't know the depth of the mermaids, because I don't know if I'm from a mermaid culture. I truly think I come from the air. I think I'm a fairy. And I don't mean that like, well, call me a fairy, I'm gonna crucify you if you don't. I'm just saying, like, I've discovered there's earth, air, fire, and water, and there's these elementals, there's these people that have, I think, all of the art of superheroes and quirks and all the ways that we've expressed it artistically in the television. There's different ways that we've interpreted this information. But what I'm seeing is, not only are they doing this conquer and divide thing, it's like, I was on a journey and research where about 100 to 150 years ago, there used to be more information, access to, what do I mean by that? Like, I could learn about something and understand it was outside of the narrative, okay? And it's like, we're so hung up on this narrative that this is what reality is, rather than understanding it's a story being told, because our ancestors used to speak in parables and mythology for a reason. This mythological, abstract, paint pictures, allow the imagination to wander kind of way about things really keeps people in control. You know, it keeps people involved, even because you get to fantasize and create the characters and be involved in it. But when you're force fed the way that they teach in our systems are like, follow the line, do this, repeat, recite, that kind of learning doesn't work for everyone, and it really has broken down a lot of us. And I see that we're now discovering that we don't have to live like that anymore. We can be authentic. And I think that many of us are becoming aware that there's more. There's so much more. So in the early 1900s, there was this, actually the 1800s and 1900s, there was a lot of talk about how the earth actually is versus what we've narrowed it down to be. So when I was on this fascinating journey where I wanted to learn about what happened to the fairies, what happened to the mermaids, what happened to Bigfoot, like, where are they at? What's going on? You know, like, I don't understand. I'm in this place. You guys keep telling me I'm this. You guys keep telling me this is what makes sense, but I don't agree. I just don't agree. And gratefully, I don't, you know, I just don't agree. So yeah, them shady mofos, no one man should have all that power. I want to take you over here, but I'm not going to, because then I'll get a little crazy. Y'all gonna call me schizophrenic. But if you look at the map, okay, and I'll just paint you a picture, because I want your own imagination to come up with its things. If you look at the map, it is not even accurate to what the world actually is. And before we adopted this belief of what it is today, like this circle, spherical rock that has these land masses and the way that they've put them, I'm not in agreement. I'm not a flat earther, but I'm also not a globe. I'm a torus field. I see the poles being the donut, right? So there's this plane of existence, and then in the center, the core, is this like donut sphere thing. And the ice rings go around, okay? And there's many maps that show this. And unless you're in like first world, I don't even know how to say that. The people that have been educated in school, because did the man who invented college go to college? Okay then. So before that, before college and before indoctrination camp school, we used to have more access to brilliant minds and explorers, people that went out in the earth and explored things and figured stuff out. We used to be more in tune with ourselves. And some of these explorers discovered some really fascinating things that they just omitted. They just left out of the curriculum, which is crazy, because these maps, which I'm gonna do a video on, it shows very clearly that they want us to believe in 3D so hard, because it's like if you see it multidimensionally, you'll see through their lie that it's this dense and heavy as a vibration. And I think because of the air element that I float in through the thought realm and the intuitive space, even, because I mean, I guess that's water too, but there's this revelation I have that's obvious. The labyrinth, okay? The labyrinth. It's this mechanical interwoven system of layers upon layers of, and I have seen this actually in my mind under a substance, but I also see it in my own head, I guess. I don't know how to tell you all the way. Which is, I brought this book up yet in my last reading for that reason. Because there is this multi-layered thing going on. There is multiple layers. And if you look at these older maps, there's these ice rings. And on these ice rings in the center, it's like what we see. And then there's this ice ring around us, which is the Antarctica. And then outside of that, there's more land masses that we don't even talk about. We're like, oh, those don't exist. Because we've debunked, quote unquote. We've said that that's like blasphemy, that's satire, whatever. That doesn't exist. We've adopted, no, this is the only part of Earth. And we've stuck here, but in reality, there's these multiple rings that go outward. And what I'm starting to understand after 10 plus years of looking into this, it's like, I believe we're about to be shown that something about that part of reality that has been hidden. I don't know why. It's like lining up like this. The Mayans, what were they talking about? Why did they burn all these books? Why did they hide so much information? Well, obviously, no one man should have all that power. And now I'm seeing no church in the wild. We need to look that up too, because that's important. It's important. Man, there's too much suffering going on. This is not life. This is not life. And I'm not conforming. That's all I know. So, you know, CHURCH. No one man should have all that power. Oh, can't play the song. Get in trouble. Oh, I see why they also wanted me to do this. They wanted me to show you this too. You see this? This creates a good visual. Like, you see the album cover? That is really key, important, because that's actually showing me like, it's like there's this dimensional barrier. And I've seen this, I've been there. I remember getting access to a place and seeing these golden palaces. Like, there is this golden palace place where these beings exist that they're very powerful. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off subject there. Oh, I can't get the lyrics. Oh, here they are. Human beings in a mob. What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer? Who don't believe in anything? We make it out alive. All right, all right. No church in the wild. Tears on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum door. Lies on the lips of a priest. Thanksgiving disguised as a feast. Rolling in the Rolls Royce Crunchy or something. Only the doctors got this. I'm hiding from police. Cocaine seats all white like I got the whole thing bleached. Drug dealer chic. I'm wondering if it thugs prayers reach. Okay. Jesus was a carpenter. Hova flow. Okay. Flow the Holy Ghost. Get the hell up out your seats. Preach. Human beings in a mob. What's a mob? So, you know what I mean? Like, there's no church in the wild. What's no church in the wild? So why is that important? Because if you can catch me for like, I know that I jump places, but it's important because I don't know if this is a tarot reading today. I'm trying. But the channel is like trying to get out information that there's more. There's more to see. There's more to be revealed. Yeah, you're right. So something just said, just do Oracle. Just do Oracle. Because we're not going to do a tarot reading today. We're just going to do Oracle. Because there's some random things that are going to pop up. But they're going to come out. I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know exactly what they're going to say. But they have something to... To God, to a non-believer. All right. Many things about that. Because we're confused right now. What is it? You know, I just thought about this. On a planet where people are making love and enjoying love through sex is a vibration, right? It's a frequency that sends out a particular vibration, an energetic signature. And on a planet where not a lot of lovemaking is going on, I wonder what kind of reality, if we were to step outside and observe as culture, as people move about to and fro, what does that energy signature look like when there's not a lot of that going on? Like now I'm seeing boys to men, like the era of when things made sense, when it comes to at least relationships. There's this energy in that time. We were really connected in the way of reproduction, creation. And now we don't even know how to connect. Now we're very alone, very isolated. And these checker squares really mean a lot. So does this, it's interesting I put a spider web on there because both of those represent like lure and also the maze. So there's a difference between a labyrinth and a maze, because a maze is actually meant to confuse you. It's designed to make you confused. And chess is designed for someone to win and conquer. A spider web is meant to trap you. And then red and black, you know, that's like a very harsh, alarming color, you know? And then we got the red and black. It says watching or tracking your movements change things up, because I'm telling you, there's like, it says help, because we need people right now. We need humanity. We need the frequency of love, because they want our participation. Why do they want, what is going on, you know? Anorexia, not eating enough, poor health, emotional eating, bad relationships with food, consumption, body image. This boils down to the narcissism as well, because people's view on sex now is really broken. It's quite sad to watch, because the access, I think psychology or whatever, has really done the research on like what porn does to us, and it breaks us down. It makes us have access to something on our phones that's not reality, you know what I mean? And then the coping mechanisms, the way that we're getting things secondhand, not in a reward sense, because now I'm seeing a mouse in a maze going to the door and then not going out, because it's so comfortable in the maze. It's like so used to the tricks. It's so used to the feeding time. It's so used to the schedule. It's so used to the trick that it doesn't even want to be free. But really inside, we know this isn't right. We know that this doesn't make sense to who we are. We know that we're not, this isn't human. This is weird. It's a king to a god. It's a god to a non-believer. Oh yeah, I had this download about kings earlier. And it was like, think about a king, right? A king is a manifestation of pretty much a cult leader. But like, let me break that down, because it's deeper than that. Remember who you are before they told you who you should be. That's exactly what a king would do. They would tell you who you are. You're a peasant, I'm a king, right? And that concept in itself has people putting themselves in a hierarchy, lesser than or above one another, in a way that you're contrasting and comparing with others. And I haven't broke down the king part yet. This is something else. But like, we're comparing and contrasting with other people, which is bizarre. Like, I don't care about comparing myself to anyone besides yesterday me, or last year me, or 10 years ago me, or future me. I don't give a shit what anyone's doing in comparison to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm only in competition with myself. So it's really bizarre. There are people that think that. It's weird. So the king, a king is a designed role. Think about it. A king is just someone who elevates themselves above someone else due to power and due to authority and due to whatever they have. They either have an army, a specific bloodline. There's no real rhyme or reason, unless they're elected by the people, which we now know. We now know that doesn't actually happen, okay, in this society. But it's fascinating, because it's like, bow down to your king. Yeah, exactly. That's actually showing me something else. I can't quite remember what I was downloading about a king earlier. I hope it comes back. But now I'm seeing, like, because energetically we associate the word king with like Jesus, I'm just going to connect the dots of Christ consciousness. The king, the return, Christ consciousness activated inside of us today. It's very important not to bow down to anybody. None of these mofos are your leader. You are your leader, okay? If you're an adult, you are your leader. And it's okay to give power away to someone that you trust, or not give power away, but like submit power to something you respect as a leader. Like if you show me why I should respect you, if you show me why I should allow you to lead me, I got you, bro. We can lead me somewhere. Let's go. We can go on an adventure. I'll leave right now. Like, but it's like, I don't know. I'm pretty good where I'm at. And it's interesting that we are designed to do it this way. It's just so freaking weird. Okay. Whatever. Let's do some hoodies. That's done. Okay. Cool. There are beings. Gosh, that's just not unlockable yet. Exactly. The announcement. The announcement. So we got the bell and the announcement. Ding dong. So what I'm seeing is the frequency. So they have our channels. Okay. Just like the radio has frequency, and it goes out there and it grabs a signal and it transmits it to us. We do the same thing. We're just receivers. Hello, that's what I'm doing. It's a channel. It's like antennae. We're the antenna. And what they're doing is they're going into the field, because don't tell me you can invent a radio and a microwave and a cell phone and new age technology, all that we have right here, this stuff. Don't tell me we have all that and you don't know how to interfere with my frequency. You know what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. And I remember years back looking into this. I was like when 5G was coming in, I was like, no, like you can't do this to me. I was like, I'm gonna put a 5G tower on my house. You know, I was ready to go to war. And it's crazy because we're here now. And I just saw a ram on a truck. Like a big ram, like a drawing of one. Exactly. Butting heads. Yeah. We're butting heads rather than getting the transmission. So the channels are very unclear. There's too much in there. There's too much clogging the pipes. Okay. So the channel has to be very clear, very clear. That's the announcement that the liberation, the freedom, everything that we wanted is here, but we're still holding on while I'm telling you, there's something about people scurrying away. I can't quite capture it and express it well, but I see people scurrying away. I don't know why. But the people that are doing it are the ones that did this. And we're going to be very upset when we discover it fully and be looking for these people. Just like if, you know, your kids at school and they got punched in the face and they come home and they're like, yo, Billy punched me in the face at school. As you know, the parent, you take your child to the school, where's Billy? And they're like, oh, Billy doesn't go to school here anymore. You're like, what? Like, what you mean he doesn't go to school here anymore? He was here yesterday. They're doing something like that. Yes, exactly. Position of authority, the throne, the power games, the exchange, the currency, the 22nd Amendment, that weird stuff come out. Like, I don't really understand that stuff very well, but I do see the energy. I see something about, ooh, got hair mumble. I see something about the last president, something about, like, this is no more. There's something about the way that they've been doing it. It's not going to continue. I don't know why. I don't understand what that even means or why that matters. Why does that matter? Oh, interesting. Firecracker excitement. Why does it matter? Because no one man should have all that power, because we hold the power. Listen, we are the power. We are the source of energy that they're using to conduct their power. Just like they used slaves to build the world, just like they use workers, employees to do their dirty work so they can be greedy and make all this money doing what they do. That's the same reason. I don't know. All that power in one man, that was the illusion. They can't hide that anymore. It's too obvious. It's too obvious. And now here we are, like looking around like, oh my God, like I'm all powerful. What do I do with all this power? We're still indoctrinated. There's still this indoctrination. Like, because guys, we were imprisoned. I'm sorry. Like, prison is so many manifestations of so many different things. Yes, it's a physical place that people go to. And when I say the word, you probably envision that concrete place that they profit off of, unfortunately, and made it private, which is so crazy that you can make it a business in our country, at least my country, because you could be from anywhere, but I'm in America. And it's like, that's not the only kind of prison. There's also a prison of light, and the trapping our light, our energy. They was doing something with it. It's like, now I'm seeing the moon real heavy. Maybe there's something about this second moon. I will never forget when I had before I knew I was psychic, before I knew I was intuitive, before I understood what the hell was going on with me, before I had a psychotic break, before I lost sense of reality, I was having these vivid dreams of the sky changing. And if that's happening, I'm so excited. I would understand this card because it resonates. A resignation, like I feel it. And when I was having these dreams, I remember I would go to, like, it didn't matter where I was at. There were these changes, the earth, buildings, all types of stuff, just like the hurricane stuff, just like natural disaster stuff, all that kind of jazz was happening. And we had to go, like, we had to be on the move. And that type of scenario, we were just trying to survive everything. But I was also shown, once everything settled, once the dust settled, and yes, a lot of destruction did happen, there was this calm feeling at the end of it all, where but there was a new sky. And where is that journal? I'll bring it here because it needs to be here. It's not in here. But there's a new sky, and now there's these two moons. I don't know what it means. I don't even know if that connects, but it's just, I was having dreams about two moons. I was having dreams about multiple planets in the sky. I remember being at the lake in the dream, and we all saw it. We all saw this, and we were looking around like, y'all see that? What is this? Like, we were just like blown away. It says, Cain, pay attention to your health. Why is that here? I don't quite understand. Pay attention to your health. A wishbone. A wish is granted. I'm hearing this. Way down we go, 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 go. Way down we go, go, go. I don't even know what that song's called. But I know what the energy of the song is. Take care. Enemies are working against you. Romance is in the air. Interesting. You know, the bat came out. I couldn't figure out what Cain was representing and wishbone. unless it represents, like, I have a wish. I hope, and I pray that society goes back to normal, meaning if these people leave and we don't have to be under their rulership, control, and all that, our health will naturally improve, because we won't have to work like these rats or these mice in the maze anymore. We'll be able to day-to-day function, like survival will unfortunately be in PTSD, but at the same time, I've been in fight or flight since I was 5 years old. So I'm now fine, but most of my life, and many people walking the planet have been in fight or flight for a very long time. And if we get to a place where we have to revert or go back, it's not really what we'd be doing though, but we'd be getting back into living normal, harmonious, balanced, regular, like functioning mammals of the planet. We'd be in harmony and synthesis or whatever. The planet would accept us, and it's like this is what she's saying, Gaia, the earth. She's saying, look, she can't do the poison anymore. She's like, no, friend, you had your rule, you had your time. There's something about the schedule. You had your time to do this stuff that you've been doing. Now get off of me. I'm gonna, like, she's got to shake this off. And this is a deep, deep thing. And the things that are being exposed in the corners and the caves and the crevices and the beyond the Arctic, all this stuff, it's gonna be beautiful, but you're advised to be healthy during it, because a healthy mind, body, and spirit during times of chaos is your key to success, because you can survive what comes at you. You can survive the situations. I think all the time about this, like homeless people or people that are in poverty, extreme poverty, are way closer to peace, in my opinion, than, I'm not talking about people that got to go work 10-hour days and then they go home to poverty, but like people that maybe don't have much, but they have their freedom, they have access to peace, or like the sunrise or whatever, even though they may not have everything else that we call valuable. That's heaven in a way. That's beautiful. That's like poetic justice in a way, to rebel and outcast yourself to the point where you said F it all. Like, I don't care about y'all. I don't care about this stupid society that takes all my time. I don't have enough time to waste for you guys, meaning like the powers or whatever. I got 100 years. Give me my life. Like, the health and vitality, or the reason and the purpose of being, is a lot more accessible to feel purpose, to feel ambition and motivation, when you have to survive. You have to survive the day. You have to survive the week, the month, not in a way of like, I'm not going to make it, but in a way of like, man, like, could you imagine if we all had to work together to get back to community, get back to time when, which is interesting, was the TV invented in the 1950s? Because I've been real hung up on the 1950s lately. What is going on? Was that when the TV was invented? Something about that. 1950s. What? Also, side note, I cannot stand ads. Like, how can you bombard me like that? And I mean that not just ads, but like, you know how you're just like in your vibe and you're just like trying to do whatever you want to do, and then you get this ping or this thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just like, get out of my space. We are in our own world within a world, and it's not selfish to want for, like, I will push out whatever doesn't go, like rebuke, get out of my world. And I hate that stuff. It's like, I wanted to come on here. We wouldn't have to go through this, which we didn't have to, but it was like popped up. Let me do what I'm trying to do. This is an assistant. We need to remember, technology is an assistant. When it starts to take control, it's become something else. And I believe it's more like a hive mind. So I'm not necessarily saying it's the tablet doing it to me, but whatever's programming the tablet, whatever's programming the technology, those people got me effed up. Sorry for my rant. TV was invented, 1927. Interesting. Okay, that's interesting though. So the TV was invented in 1927. It says the television became popular in the US after World War II and became the primary broadcast medium by the 50s. Exactly. It said number of US households with a TV in 1946 was 8,000 people. And 1950, 9% of people. 1951, 12 million. 1960, 90% of people. Wow. So from 1946, that's exactly what I was saying. From 1946 to 1960, which is interesting because in 1947 was, look what happened in 1947. That's when they found the blue people, or the, what are they called? The inner earth people. When General Richard E. Byrd of the United States military, he was the first to discover and successfully map and explore the North and South Pole in 1930. So he was doing this from 1926, which is interesting because the TV, because in 1959, the Antarctic Peace Treaty was signed. Only scientific study could be done in the Arctic. And since the 50s, they've been doing something over there because they discovered beyond the ice, 70-degree weather, Greenland, and a portal or a opening of some kind into the earth where there was a civilization of people that didn't look like us. And this was public knowledge, public information. Go look it up. I promise you, it's like real life. I will make a note, okay? I know I'm an ADHD type person. I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna put this in the comments. I'm gonna try my best to get this information, but like there is something going on that if we would have not been programmed to the TV in that time, we would have been aware of what's happening even more so. But why is it, like why now? Why now? Was it just gonna happen? I don't know. I didn't even write the note. You see how I work? Comment. Richard. That's all I need to know. A-R-D. There's something to that. You know what I'm saying? Because television, I mean, let's be real. Because even in the 90s, when I grew up with a TV, it wasn't my God. You know what I mean? It wasn't like my handler. It wasn't it's like it is today. There's something real weird. Okay, I was gonna ask why. Why now? Why now? Something spiritual. So the Weeping Willow came out, which is it's like a spiritual message, because the Weeping Willow tree it's Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas, or there's a lot of ancient people would say it was the portal into the other world. Oh my God. So what I'm seeing is they went into the portal. Gosh, but I get too excited and it's very challenging to try to fit this type of what I'm doing to fit it into a box is challenging. Fan, romance, celebration, party. Okay, focus. Family sorrow. Right, I don't even like that card there. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Okay, so okay, this is what I see. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I'm a regular explorer, philosopher, scientist, just like everybody else, okay? I'm one little human out here doing God's work. And what I see right here with this message, someone's gonna make you do something against your will, and this young gentleman here. I'm actually not seeing him as a gentleman though. I'm seeing him as there's this masculine archetype where when a tribe doesn't come together to raise the male, to raise the masculine boys, the warriors, there's many expressions, archetypes that come about because the boy never became a man. And the immature man, which is actually the patriarchy, because the obsession to be worshipped and to the king, all the power to one man, that's what's falling, is this, which is also why the divine feminine's waking up. But this is showing me that they saw over there something beautiful, because you know, reality in the patriarchy loves to destroy beautiful things. It's like they saw beautiful things and they went and conquered, just like the Avatar, which is why the movie was created. Sentient beings gave us information God, I'm so grateful. Like, sentient beings, creator, the ones that can use telepathy and send us information and codes and messages and stuff, they need our help or something like that. Or yeah, because the bratty prince energy, or like the king's son energy, think about a king's son like that. You are the best, you are above these people, you are, you know, that mentality rippled through time. And it like gave these men who, I'm not saying men are bad, men are not bad, that's not what I'm saying, but the powerful leader energies, because women can be masculine too. Women have a masculine side, but majority of culture, I mean, has been ruled by men, guys. That's just reality. They conquered. They went and did this mean stuff to these lesser docile, like, critters and creatures. Because I'm thinking back to what I'm saying, like my people, my fairy people, which are just the pollinators, the beautify. Like, I came here to make things beautiful. I came here to touch something and make it more beautiful. That is my role. That is my job. I am a beautifier. Okay. My name is Jasmine Faye. And that is flower fairy, because that represents who I am. And these kind of people destroy my kind of people, because I don't have like I don't really like fighting or anything like that. And I think that there's people that aggressively take, and they went and took, they take. So they went over there and took. Why are we doing this? You see what I'm saying? I struggle to get the why out. I know, because I'm just seeing movies in my head. I'm just seeing it all play out. And it's hard for me to articulate it linearly because it's everywhere. It's very abstract. If you watch me paint, I'm a very abstract person. I don't really understand linear very well. Why? Why are they doing this? It says haystack. Karma. You will reap what you have sown. So I don't know, but let me just tell you what I see. So for some reason, I don't know, it's in scripture somewhere, it talks about they could rule for a time. So whether that's the 1,000 years, I believe there's 1,000 years they got to rule, and then there's 1,000 years we get to rule. So I'm seeing that all the way from Lemurians or Atlanteans, that DNA frequency to today's time is probably roughly 1,000 years. Guys, please don't quote me on number stuff, logical stuff. but correct me if you know. If you have the knowledge, please, I'm down. Like, information, let's do it together. Teamwork makes the dream work. But I'm seeing something about that timeline from when we used to be more jellyfish-like to this dense person. It's like, why do they want to, I don't need to understand the mind of a monster. I just don't. I don't. But I do see they want it. They, just like I see people want beautiful things without treating them beautiful. The same way that happens, you see a beautiful flower, you go pick it. That same concept is what's going on with this, and the discovery is being revealed and is coming out. The announcement about the rulership, the throne, maybe the 22nd Amendment came out because they're about to try to do some sort of like king rulership stuff. Like, give my family the authority over your people or over the people or something like that. They might be trying to do the bloodline thing where their family stays on top at all times. Look what I've done. Look what I've done. Look what I've discovered. Look what I am powerful. See me? I am powerful. Look what I have. Look what I've conquered. Look what I brought back. So I'm seeing the immature masculine go out as a warrior and come back with something beautiful that he conquered, though, and saying, look what I've done, Father. And the father looks at the thing like, what's that? And he's like, oh, I don't know, I killed it, it's mine. And the dad looks at the thing like, oh, that's a valuable thing. We can make money off of that. Let's be greedy. Let's conquer. Let's attack. You know, there's something like that going on at the top. That's what I have today. Thank you so much if you watch this, and you're dope. I gotta go. Bye.